Welcome back to the deep dive. Okay, we are jumping straight in today. We've got a pretty interesting product here. It's called Ozemphine.
Right. And it's really trying to ride the coattails of the whole weight loss drug phenomenon. Sold online, ozemphine.com.
Exactly. And our mission really is to figure out what's actually in this stuff versus what they claim it does. Because the
Mhm.
marketing, well, it's bold.
It is. They're basically promising it mimics prescription drugs, the GLP-1s like Ozempic,
Hmm.
which is a huge claim for an over-the-counter supplement.
Huge. And get this, they say it reduces appetite, boosts metabolism, burns fat fast, all apparently without dieting or exercise.
Yeah, that without dieting or exercise part,
Yeah.
that's always a bit of a tell, isn't it? Legally, that's pushing things for a
It
supplement.
definitely feels like it.
But the branding is, you have to admit, quite slick. They use these sort of clinical-looking images, talk about powerful metabolic effects. It sounds almost pharmaceutical.
Trying to look legit.
Precisely. They're tapping right into that desire for something easier, cheaper, no needles involved, compared to the actual prescription drugs.
Okay, so let's track the company itself. What did we find about who's behind Ozemphine.com?
Well, that's where it gets murky. The website itself, pretty new. Registered only about, 10 months ago?
10 months, yeah. Very young. Scam Advisor gives it a moderate trust score. Not terrible, but not exactly confidence-inspiring either.
No. And the ownership details are deliberately obscured. Scamduck points out the owner ID is hidden. They list some info, a name, a company, but it feels designed to be hard to pin down. And for something you're supposed to put in your body, that lack of clarity about who actually makes it, that's a major red flag for me.
Absolutely. That vagueness kind of sets the scene for the science, or maybe the lack of science, right?
Exactly. They make these claims that sound just like the real drugs.
Yeah.
But we found zero medical evidence, no FDA-approved studies, nothing published to back up any of it.
So it's like they're borrowing the reputation without doing the work.
That's the loophole. Supplements can kind of name drop or mimic the idea of a drug, make these strong functional claims, appetite suppression, fat burning, but they don't need the rigorous FDA testing that Ozempic itself went through.
Okay, so if it's not the same stuff as in Ozempic, what is actually in these Ozemphine capsules or drops?
Well, usually it's a pretty standard playbook. The ingredient lists typically show, generic blends, herbs, maybe some amino acids.
Things you might find in lots of wellness products.
Pretty much. Stuff that might have some general health halo,
Yeah.
but absolutely no clinical proof they replicate what GLP-1 drugs do. It's really just smart marketing. They're not selling weight loss blend X. They're selling an Ozempic alternative. Big difference in perception.
And I guess the user reviews reflect that gap.
Seems so. We saw a lot of concern that the reviews out there, especially the ones on their own site, look potentially fake, like they were maybe scripted.
Pre-created testimonial.
Yeah. And we checked Trustpilot. The page for Ozemphine is completely unclaimed. Zero reviews, zero activity. For a product marketed this heavily, making such big promises, that silence from actual independent users is, well, it's pretty telling. Doesn't suggest a lot of confidence in the results from the company side, perhaps.
Right. So summing this up, Ozemphine probably isn't an outright scam where they just take your money and send nothing.
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
You likely get a product, but it really looks engineered to promise the moon and, well, deliver much, much less. It's missing that solid science, and the company behind it is staying in the shadows.
So what's the takeaway for someone listening who might be tempted? It sounds cheaper, easier.
Caution. Extreme caution is the word. If you're even considering it, talk to your doctor first. Always. Especially with anything claiming to act like a prescription drug.
Good advice.
And given the hidden ownership situation,
Yeah.
use a credit card. Something with buyer protection. Keep a really close eye on your bank statements afterwards, too, just in case of unexpected recurring charges. You just don't know.
Yeah, definitely. It really makes you think, doesn't it, about how powerful marketing can be, especially when it taps into something real like the success of Ozempic.
It does.
These companies, they didn't spend a dime on the actual drug research, but they're piggybacking on that multi-billion-dollar success story. Selling the idea of a shortcut, it really hammers home why you always need to question the proof behind these natural alternatives popping up everywhere.
Absolutely. Always ask,
Yeah.
where's the evidence?